Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. I will be doing the video as of today, the outside video as of today, if not, most likely, definitely tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Sorry for no videos on Friday. I was trying to plan to get it done, but I couldn't. Something came up, so I wasn't able to do so. So that's what's going on there. Now, we're going to be talking about Kamala Harris and how much she cares about the American people and how many she kind of shifts and bobs are going all over the place, right? Well, she's not looking too great in the Battleground states. There's some problems there, and there's some actual leak audio kind of going off and saying stuff, saying that Kamala Harris has been warned her polling is underwater in the Battleground state of Michigan. One of the vice president's clearest passive victory over Donald Trump comes through winning the Great Lakes state alongside Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. But Democratic Rep. Lisa Slotkin, who is running in the state Senate race, warned donors last week there were signs of alarm bells. And what we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be reading exactly what this is, right? So this is just talking about Ted Cruz, where he's not doing too good. It's a tight race there. But there's just 36 days until the election, and the presidential race is still on a knife edge. Kamala Harris has been warned her polling is underwater in the Battleground state of Michigan. Democratic Representative Lisa Slotkin, who is running in the state's race, warned donors last week there were signs of alarm bells. Meanwhile, Trump will visit the damage in Valdosta, Georgia on Monday afternoon, while Harris cut to Las Vegas short so she could attend briefings in Washington, D.C. In Texas, longtime Republican Senator Cruz is in trouble, according to bombshell new report that just dropped. So, we'll see what's going on there, right? And we'll see what happens with Ted Cruz and see the elusive Senate seat or not. And what we have here, this is just the Electoral College where Trump is up by 0.1%, and all that stuff, right? And right now, what we have from the polls specifically where all this is going on, this is what we have here. So this is from the top battleground states where Trump is up by 0.1 and all that stuff. And Trump is up plus 2 in Arizona. Harris is up plus 1 with 0.13 in Nevada. Wisconsin, she's up by 0.8. Michigan, she's up 1.4, and 0.2 is Pennsylvania for Trump, plus 0.6 is North Carolina, and 1.4 is Georgia. Now, here's the thing why I have with this. The big thing that we're aiming for is Michigan. So, what they're pretty much saying is that Kamala Harris is not doing great in Michigan, and these polls are probably not representing on how dire Kamala Harris is in Michigan. And if Trump wins Michigan and Pennsylvania, he wins the election outright, full stop. Now, we do need Tim Cruz to get his ass in gear and win the Senate, so that way we have an actual good strong Senate race, but I digress. That's a problem, but we need these wins. So, we'll see how this goes, but if this reporting comes out to be true, then Trump was most likely going to win. Now, we have some other problems with Kamala Harris, right? And these are the things that we have. Now, we have this here where Trump is talking about the whole situation. He says, "We are now heading to Valdosta, Georgia in order to pay my respects and bring lots of relief material, including fuel and equipment, water, and other things to the state. Many politicians and law enforcement will be there. We'll be saying hello to Franklin Graham and everybody else that he's going to meet there. And they are working very hard. I was also going to stop into North Carolina, which has really been hit hard. I have a lot of supplies ready for them, but access and communication is now restricted, and we want to make sure that local emergency management is able to focus on helping the people most affected and not being concerned with me. I'll be there shortly, but I don't like the reports that I'm getting about the federal government and the Democratic governor of the state going out of their way not to help people in Republican areas, which I hope that's not the case. And of course, these are the kind of the situations that's happening in North Carolina right now that is just kind of devastating, and the destruction is really, really bad. So that's what's going on here. And this is the actual clip here that I should be showing you of, Donald Trump talking about the situation and these states that have been hit really hard by this hurricane.
Before we begin, I'd like to send my love and prayers to the families of those who have died, a lot of death, and all of those who are displaced and suffering in the wake of the hurricane's destruction in the South, especially in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and in particular, Western North Carolina took a tremendous hit.
So yeah, Trump is talking about this. However, the bigger issues that we have here is that even though that Trump is talking about this, Kamala Harris and the Biden administration is not talking about this. These are things that I think everybody should start talking about or be concerned about in this scenario, right? So what we have here is that this is Ukraine, this is from President Biden himself on September 29th. This is what, during the hurricane and all the situation here, as you can see down below, you can see that this is what Emil Chung is saying. Ukraine will win this war, and the United States will continue to stand beside them every step of the way. And of course, the Biden administration and Kamala Harris, specifically Kamala Harris at this point, is giving a new $2.4 billion package of security assistance to the Ukraine government. So screw all the California. So screw all the all this entire place here, North Carolina, and all these other states that are suffering through this hurricane and stuff like that. So screw them. This is not what's going on and what people are dealing with, right? And that's just a scenario. And then, of course, we're going to be showing you guys exactly this. Look at this exactly right here, right? You see this as it scrolls down. You're seeing that a lot of these things start from September 30th all the way to September 28th. There is no mention of Kamala Harris talking about the actual hurricane or the devastation that is happening against these happened to these people in these areas. Look at this. This is insane. So when you go and talk about and see things like this, and this is the message that it looks like that Kamala Harris is giving to the American people, then I don't know what to tell you. It seems that Kamala Harris does not care about the hurricane or the things that is happening in this state. The 30 people that have passed away and all this stuff, and there's just not a single mention about it. That's disgusting. And of course, instead, some of the more egregious things during the situation, he's talking about donations and stuff like that, reposting Tim Walz here about, what's going on. Instead of talking about the situation, she's talking about donations to how to support her and stuff like that on September 28th, then talking about the hurricane. So I think it's been painfully clear on where we're at as a society, or where we're at in terms of Kamala Harris that's going on this. And then, of course, Politico is talking about how Trump brings Hurricane Helene into 2024 campaign, and where he's trying to show support and stuff like that. He's trying to support, and he's done this before, where he's done, gone to East Palestine and stuff like that when the train derailed in Ohio. So he's done these things before and to help people, whereas what does it look like if Kamala Harris and Biden is not doing it, right? Like, they're not going to show support. Trump is at least trying to show support over stuff like that. And this is what you need from a president, what you want a leader caring about the American people. But they don't. They rather give a $2.4 billion package to Ukraine than actually aid the American people. That's not a good message to send to the American people and say that you actually care about them. So it's really hard to really trust these people. So I'll go back to work, guys. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to try to get all this information out and more videos out. But yeah, it's not looking good. It doesn't seem like they care. And I guess this is what to expect from the Democratic Party, right? This is just kind of where we're at, where they care more about what they want, not what the American people want. And when we suffer and we need help and guidance, they don't give us money. They don't aid us. They rather just focus on their campaign. That's just kind of the reality that we're living in. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, 'cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.